Oh. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya. Sahana vavatu सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम तत्सत् श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु We invoke the blessings, grace, mercy, love, compassion from the Almighty and from the entire Guru Parampara. Discourse, Divine Discourse 43, the 25th of May 2020, Monday. शर्वरी नाम संवत्सर उत्तरायण ग्रीष्म ऋतु ज्येष्ठ मास शुक्ल पक्ष and Tritiya. A warm welcome to all of you once again. Okay. So now Arjuna's question to Sri Krishna still remains unanswered as to where Arjuna has asked Lord Krishna about which path do I take? Do I take the path of Karma Yoga or do I take the path of Sannyasa Yoga? So now we studied up till verse 18, and from 19 onwards Lord Krishna was to give his verdict to Arjuna. Now, let's just take a recap of what all we have studied so far, where the primary focus of each and every individual has to be in proper alignment, conjunction with the cosmic wheel, and be a cosmic citizen. So here the Lord says, yes, if you just eat for yourself and keep getting whatever the nature is giving you, there you are a sinner. You're eating sin and you're also committing a big sin. Beware of that. Since the whole cosmic will is going in a proportion where each one is supporting the other, I have made it that way. And what a human would do over here is, by their action, the humans, which in turn becomes an yajna, and which in turn becomes an offering to the divine forces. So there do your duty extremely well. And he said, this force is myself, the law of gravitation, the law of the entire movement of the universe. All these are nothing but my strengths. So respect that. And when you do your duties, which is prescribed by me alone in the form of Vedas, is meaning you are in complete tune with the cosmos. If you switch on to, say, a radio channel, let's say you switch on to 98.3. Now what happens? When you go to exactly 98.3, you're able to listen to the song or music in the utmost right sense. Even if you tune to 98.2 or 98.4, you'll still have that disturbance, kill, that kind of sound. So he says, be in exact alignment. And me as a bestower, as per the law of karma, all the good and bad to you, there if you are not in alignment, what all good has to come as per your punya, that also gets disrupted. So these are the very subtle points which God is telling about Him as a creator and we as the created living in this world, on this planet, which we need to adhere. So whatever possible, do it in the right, honest manner. And then moving forward, he said, just don't get into the sense of the delight of your sense sense pleasures. I know I have given you very strong senses, because that is the challenge which I have kept for a human being. And the prize also, is a very rare prize. In fact, the only prize offered, which I have not offered even to the devatas. The challenge here you have is your senses and your mind. And how are these senses? These senses and your mind are made up of these 5 materials, which we call as the Panchatatvas, 5 elements. And the world, which we call as Prapancha. Pancha Pancha iti Prapancha. What is the meaning of Pancha Pancha iti Prapancha? It's all 5, 5, 5. What kind of 5? You have 5 pranas, you have 5 indriyas, you have the 5 koshas, you have the 5 panchabhutas, You have the 5 yajnas. You have the 5 akshari, panchakshari. You have the 5 karmas, panchakarmas. So likewise, when this whole world is made up of these 5 elements as the most grossest form of this world to the minutest level, your mind and senses and body is also made of that 5 elements. So they get attracted. They are of the same substance. So there is a natural tendency for the senses and the mind to move towards the world of objects. You need to have a proper channelizing element over there. Whatever you do it as per the cycle of sacrifice established by the scriptures and the Vedas. Don't go beyond that. Be in tune with that. And then there he talks about, in the 17th and the 18th verse, he talks about, see, I have told you all this, but there are some people, Arjuna, understand, who are beyond all this. Meaning what beyond? They are the kind of people who have lost their mind, senses, body, everything in me. For them, no rule, no cosmic rule or no worldly rule, no scriptural rule applies to them. So like the 3 broad categories, if you see, kind of people in a very common parlance. What will a person who is a kind of a cheat, we call it a tamasic minded person, he'll say, mera bhi mera, tera bhi mera. Mine is mine and yours is also mine. A mediocre person who doesn't want to cheat anybody, nor he wants any gains, unlawful gains, he'll say, mera hai mera, tera hai tera. That's all. Yours is yours, mine is mine. But here are people who are gunatita, so they call, they are selfless. Tera bhi tera, mera bhi tera. That kind. Mine is also yours, yours is also yours. They don't have any kind of an affliction to the worldly objects or to the worldly people. They are lost in themselves. So for them, I completely keep them out of this prescribed Vedic rules, scriptural injunctions. Sant Kabir Das, he was weaving cloth, selling cloth and making a life for himself, living for himself rather. His wife, a very pious lady, always in the seva of her husband, making room for all his spiritual activities. Once what happens, they have bhajans, kirtans and satsangs at home. So people keep just flocking to their house. It's like a public house, not a private owned house or something. Anybody can come anytime, because now Kabir Das is a guru and anybody can come to a guru at any point of time to seek help and mercy. So one afternoon, so many devotees have gathered from morning and still many people are pouring in. And Kabir Das ji, he was telling everybody it's already getting lunch time, so please don't go away, have your lunch and go. Now here his financial condition is not that great. This is a daily affair. It's not that once in a year, like somebody has come to wish him on his birthday or his anniversary. It's not like that. Every day it's the same thing happening. So one fine day, there are about 250, 300 people at home, and Kabir Das ji tells them that you please have lunch and go. Now the wife sees that there are no provisions to feed all these 200, 300 people. So now she can't tell this to her husband because her husband is completely enveloped with all his devotees. So what she does, she takes the back door and she somehow runs to the provision stores, a kirana shop there, from where they buy regularly. Now, they are not that cash rich where they pay cash and buy every time. So there is a khata going on over there, an account with that kirana shop. So she goes and asks, Seth ji, थोड़ा उधार दीजिएगा. He says, अब क्या समझ के रखा है मुझे? पहले का तो you have not even paid your earlier dues and again you come and you say you want provisions. How can I give you? What do you think of me? Says, please, आज के, meaning at least for today, whatever possible, please help me out. Guests are sitting at home and my husband has already told them that have lunch and go. It will be a very embarrassing situation. For once, please. She's pleading. Now, he's not ready to budge. And this goes on. Now she's on her toes. She wants to quickly go back and cook food for them. Now this Bania, he had an eye on her right from the beginning. She was no doubt a beautiful lady. So what he tells is, he makes an offer to her. He says, if you are so keen in taking provisions today, then why don't you come in the night and sleep with me? Now, see this lady, she is Kabir Das' wife, composed, equipoised, and with her head on her shoulders. Spiritually, an enlightened lady. Now, for her, she was only thinking of the words of her husband and the guest being at home. So she tells, okay, please give me the provisions. If this was the case, then why did you make me waste 15 minutes? You should have told me in the beginning itself. That's what she told the Bania. Bania was shocked. And she takes the provision and she runs home with the provision, prepares the meal. And all guests, santusht, they have their meal, prasad, and they go. Now, evening time, with whatever best clothes she has got ready and wanting to now go to the Bania's house. It's evening, late evening, night kind of a time. It's raining heavily. And Kabir Das asks his wife, what is this? Where are you going? It's raining so heavily and you are decked up and you are ready to go somewhere. She tells him, this is the deal which happened in the afternoon. So I have to go. I have given him a word. I have bought all the provisions and I have fed the devotees. I have to go. And for that, Kabir Das says, how can you go? You will get wet. Come, I'll take you to his house. and they have only one umbrella. So he protects her that she doesn't get wet, and he's almost in the rain. He takes her to the Banya's house, and then he tells his wife, anyway, you go, I'll be sitting out here because I don't know when this rain will stop, and if you come out, then how will you come back home? It's so dark and late in the night. I'll be here to take care of you, so you go inside. So now the wife, she goes, and earlier they had that latch, so with the latch they bang the door. So she knocks the door with the latch. The Banya comes. Much to his surprise, he admits, he said, I thought you just made me a fool and went away by taking the provisions. I didn't expect you to come. And that too in such a atmosphere where it's heavily raining. He's shocked for a while. And then says, and it is raining so heavily, and how come you're not wet a bit? He says, no, Kabir Das ji has come and he protected me all the way. He saw that I didn't get wet. What? Yes, he has come. Where is he? He's sitting outside. He told me, you meet your commitment and you come, I'll wait for you. Then that Banya, he goes and falls at the feet of Kabir Das. And he begs pardon, he pleads mercy, forgiveness. Kabir Das says, you are not wrong. You have behaved as per your vasanas, your senses. I wanted what I want and you have asked what you want. He says, please don't insult me further. Don't humiliate me further. And he weeps at his feet. And then he also offers pranam to Kabir Das' wife. And there they both of them return back. Such is the mindset of these divine souls. Whatever they want to do in mind, by speech or by action, it is dedicated to the Lord. They will not see, is this the right moral code of conduct, or it is permissible? What will the society say? For them, they have no clue of all this. They are just engrossed and immersed in that divine bliss. So here, the Lord says, Arjuna, these people are different. Everybody cannot understand them. So, you don't look at them and decide what you have to do. Just keep going as per the code of conduct. Now we come to the verse 19. So this is where Lord Krishna is now going to tell Arjuna what you have to do. Okay. So before that, I had told you all that I would give you some inkling about this concept of Maya, so that will give an idea. In future, you would need this idea of what the Maya is, which will help you in understanding future texts better. Okay. When you talk of Advaita Vedanta or any scripture, just simultaneously along with it comes the word Maya. Like they go hand in hand. Almighty, Maya. Brahman, Maya. So the power of Brahman, which projects the world of name and forms to the mind that is known as Maya. What does it exactly mean? Ya Masa Maya. That which appears to be but is not there, that is Maya. Like as fire has two powers. One is the power of heat. The second one is the power of light. So now here, Lord Brahman, what he has done is, he with the help of this Maya, he has created an Avarana Shakti and a Vikshepa Shakti. Avarana means one that hides, and Vikshepa, that power which projects. Now what is that which is being hidden over here? The consciousness, the Lord, which is in us and the true self, that is hidden from our mind. There is a veiling. Avarana means a veiling. It is covered. And what is projected? The whole world, the universe, the body, the mind, everything is projected in front of us as a reality. So the mind is hidden, the Lord within us is hidden, and the world is projected. Now what is this truth? That Lord within is the truth, and the world which is outside is an illusion, an appearance. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya Jivo Brahmainapa. Lord Shankaracharya says, Shlokardena Pravikshami. In half a shloka I will tell you what is the supreme truth. Brahma Jagat, Brahma Satyam, and the Lord Brahman is the supreme truth, and Jagat is a Mithya. Now here one should not mistake this particular statement. Mithya here means anything which is there, it appears, but at some point it is not there. It appears to be so real to you, but at one point it is suddenly not there. Just think of the near and dear ones who have lived with you for several years. It could be your spouse, your family, your friends, your relatives, somebody in your neighborhood, your parents. They are there. They were so lively to you, so much attached to you. But one day you get a news, a shocking news, that they are no more. That is illusion. They were there for some time, isn't it? So how do you say, when you can see them in front of you, when you can see the world in front of you, how do you say this is false? Mithya. This point has to be understood very clearly, because this is where Maya has caught us in this world. You should understand, take all the number of people whom you know, who are no more, and see the kind of moments you have spent with them. And suddenly, now you search for them wherever you want. You will not get them. What does this situation appear to you like? The world is still real. It is appearing again. Now that person is gone. Fine. But my dear friend, even the world is also of the same kind. So many things keep changing over here. At one point of time, even the planet Earth is also not there. The solar system is also not there. So which means it has got a shelf life. All this is subject to change. But that Paramatma, that Supreme Atma is going to be there time immemorial, eternal, everlasting, omnipotent, omnipresent. This is what we need to understand over here. A very important point. So Maya is that which veils the truth and projects the false. Now you're walking on a road. You see a snake on the road. You suddenly get frightened. It's a little dark and it's a kind of a forest road or something like that. You get startled and you step back. Then luckily you have a torch in your bag. You remove the torch and you flash it on the rope, on the snake, sorry. And there you see it is a rope. Now what happened over here? Two things happened. If you carefully examine analytically and logically, you were ignorant of the fact that it is a rope because the veiling power, Avarana Shakti, has veiled the rope. And what did it project the rope as? You see it as a snake. Actually, there is no snake over there. So the fact of the rope was veiled and the rope was projected as a snake. So in the same way, the fact, the truth about the Lord is veiled and this whole world appears to us as the truth, which is false actually. I am seeing it as a snake. Actually, there is no snake. That projected rope only appeared as a snake. So Maya has that power. It presents the rope as the snake. So this Satchidananda is first hidden within us, is veiled, and then projected to us as this body, mind, intellect, and this world, names, forms, as the truth. So seeing the body and mind is not a problem at all, but considering it to be real is the real problem. That happens only because of the power of Maya. Now we have understood this very clearly, how this power of Maya is working. What we are ignorant about is what is the truth and what is the false. Till such time you don't know what is the reality of that snake over there, you are trembling in fear. The moment you come to know what is the truth behind, it's just a rope. All your fears, anxieties, worries, everything will disappear. Now, again and again, I have been promising that when we study Vedanta, our point is to ensure that all our anxieties, fears, worries, all of them disappear and go away. And that will go only when the right knowledge dawns upon you. And that knowledge is that the God within you is the supreme truth. And this body, mind, intellect, world, all this is an appearance. It will appear till the time it has to last. And one fine day it is not there. So in our Panchakosha Viveka meditation, what we are exactly doing is we are falsifying. Yes, body is an Anatma. Anatma means it is not an Atma. Means it is false. Atma is truth. Anatma is false. So the body is false. Your prana shakti is false. Your mind is false. Your intellect is false. Even the Anandamaya Kosha, which is only due to ignorance, even that is false. And finally we come to the point of this Chaitanya Shakti inside, and reassure and reconfirm to our mind that that is the only truth, eternal truth, which we need to understand and be established in that truth. God and God alone is the truth. The rest all is an illusion. Just to illustrate how Maya works. A merchant had 3 sons and he had 17 extremely top breed horses, the race horses, what we call. So he had 17 in number. He made a will that half of the horses should go to my first son, 1/3 should go to my second son, and 1/9 should go to the third son. And he had also shared the will with his friend that this is what I have decided for my children, apart from my other assets, whatever it is. So now one fine day the merchant dies, and then the children are, as usual, dividing the property. And when it comes to this livestock of horses, they have 17 and they say half of it goes to the first son. How do they divide now? They can't make it 8.5. That's a challenge. So they're all quarreling. The father's friend, accidentally, he comes there and he tells, wait, don't worry. He had come on a horse. So what he does is, he takes his horse and puts it in the batch of 17. He makes it 18. And half, he gives 9 horses to the first son. And then 1/3, 6 horses, meaning 1/3 of 18, he gives it to the second son. And 1/9 of 18 is 2 horses. He gives it to the third son. So 9 plus 6 plus 2 equals 17. He takes back his horse. This is how Maya works. It appears to be there, but it is not there. So we have to keep this in mind. Yes, and as I told you, relate to all the things which you have seen in this world and consider it to be like, all the time with you, and suddenly you don't see them. It could be an object, it could be a person. With a person, the relation is much better because you're emotionally and sentimentally attached. So that has a greater impact. And then understand and feel that where this blessed sacred ego has come from and how is it that it has enveloped my life, always put me on the wrong hook and has made me churn the pap and punya by all the actions. I have no knowledge how to even perform karma, but now with this knowledge I am going to perform karma in the right manner and get devoid of the karmic cycle and eventually get established in the supreme truth, that the Lord, the consciousness within is the supreme truth and rest all is a illusion. No different from a dream. Shankaracharya's Dada Guru, meaning his Guru's Guru, Gaudapadacharya. Govinda Padacharya is Shankaracharya's Guru, Jagat Guru Shankaracharya's Guru, and Gaudapadacharya is his Guru, Dada Guru. He has written Mandukya Upanishad, one entire Upanishad about the falsity of this waking world. He says waking and dream, there is no difference. It's a wrong conception. As a person who is suffering in the dream, if you want to really relieve him from that stress, that anxiety, and that pain is undergoing in a dream, what you just need to do is wake him up. In the same way, if you want to get out of all this misery of life, you have to awaken from your waking world or your waking state to a realized state. That is the path to enlightenment. And for that, you need to constantly think about this. Anywhere you get stuck, ask questions. I'm getting stuck here. I'm not able to get convinced on this, and move forward in life. Then the rest is, it doesn't matter. It's a dream. It doesn't matter. I am an illusion for some time only. And you don't know what is that sometime. It could be one day, it could be 10 years, it could be 20 years also, or even 40 years. But living in the true sense and going by what Lord has prescribed for us, that will keep you happy, peaceful and blissful. Okay, now what did Lord Krishna tell Arjuna finally? We're here only. Okay, I'll just tell you that and we'll get to our meditation. So now eventually what Lord Krishna tells Arjuna is, hey Arjuna, your mindset is not that of a karma, of a sannyasa yoga. You need to purify your mind, and unless and until you purify your mind, you cannot go to the next level, which is the sannyasa yoga. So therefore, I strongly advise you to follow the path of karma and move forward on the spiritual path. So that is taken forth in the 19th, 20th, 21st verse. And there he justifies. He doesn't just say this is the path and you have to just obey. No. He goes on giving his corroborations, his explanations, so that Arjuna is convinced and he follows it to the right honest manner. Okay, let's meditate. Now you all have understood the importance of this Panchakosha meditation, isn't it? Falsifying the 5 koshas which you are wearing. Deep within is the pure consciousness, and above that you have all these 5 layers, and you should be firmly with conviction keep eliminating one by one and say that it is false. That is not my true self. What is inside me, that alone is true. So one is the 5 koshas are not true. The 3 bodies are not true. Gross body, subtle body, and the subtle and the causal body. Now, another 3 things which are not true is the waking state, the dream state, and the deep sleep state. So these are all what we need to negate or understand, that this is all an illusory state. All these are not true. But there is a greater truth. They are not true meaning in the eternal front they are not true. Yes, they are true only up to a point of time. But there is an eternal truth which is all along true, and that is that Satchit Ananda, which we are understanding. So anybody on these 5 koshas or on 3 states, waking, dream, sleep, or on the 3 bodies, gross, subtle and causal, if you all have any doubts, I'll clear those doubts for you. But you have to get that clear and straight in your mind, that this is the anatma which I have to negate, which I have considered so far as my true self. Now I know, by the virtue of the spiritual knowledge which I am getting, I know that these are false, as told by the Lord himself, as told by his own voice and scriptures, and as told by the rishis and the munis, and as told by the sages and the gurus who have lived the truth. Let's all sit straight, comfortable wherever you are seated. Head, neck and spine in a straight line. Ensure that your body is completely relaxed. Keep a check on your thoughts. Don't entertain any thought. If they come, just smile at it, but don't offer a seat. Let it pass. Your eyes gently closed. Ensure your face and forehead is relaxed. Let's take a few deep breaths of equal inhalation and exhalation. Now, let's do the Panchakosha Viveka meditation. Trying to understand with our intellect what is the supreme truth by using the 3-parameter module. 1. Is it subject to change? 2. Does it have its own source of energy? 3. Is it permanent or impermanent? We'll apply all the 3 to each and every portion, and eventually all these 3 to the consciousness within, and see which is the ultimate in terms of the 3 factors. That is changelessness, own source of energy, and eternality. Now clench your fist and release. This is the body made up of flesh, blood and bones. has changed enormously from the time it has been born. It has no power of its own. It's impermanent and subject to death one day. This is truly an anatma, false, illusory entity. Going deeper, we examine the Pranamaya Kosha, the white layer sheath. This too changes from time to time. The airflow suddenly increases. The breathing pattern suddenly decreases. It does not have its own source of energy. And one day, when the prarabdha karma comes to an end, it ceases to enter the body. And it's declared dead. So this too is impermanent, anatma, and a false, illusory entity. Now let's go deeper. Manomaya kosha, the mind. Nothing changes as fast as the mind. Almost 40 to 60,000 thoughts keep coming and going in the mind every day for an average person. Mind keeps changing. sometimes happy, sad, angry, jealous, greedy, violent, fearful, lustful, kind, innumerable changes in the mind. Mind does not have its own source of energy. And mind too is not a permanent entity. It is an anatma, an illusory false entity. Let's go deeper. The intellect. The higher faculty in the mind. Subject to several changes of understanding, not understanding, getting confused, feeling proud, feeling deprived, feeling insulted. Are all the changes which happen from time to time in the intellect. The intellect too does not have its own source of energy. The intellect too ceases to exist on the death of this body and prana. So label the intellect anatma. False, illusory entity. Let's go deeper. Now we experience the Anandamaya Kosha. A state of bliss. Absence of thoughts. Filled with ignorance. Projects us a temporary state of bliss. This state is not permanent. And it changes. It does not have its own source of energy. It ceases to exist with the death of the body. Label it Anatma, Anandamaya Kosha. Illusory, false entity. And what is real? Then what is that which is making all these five koshas function? Is it superior to all these five? Let's go a little deeper. Examine the consciousness. It's changeless. It's Swayam Prakasha. It has its own source of energy. And it is Nitya. Eternal and infinite. This consciousness is the enlivening factor for all the five sheets. Body, prana, mind, intellect, Anandamaya Kosha. This Anandamaya, this Satchidananda exists at all points of time. During your waking, dream, and deep sleep states. This Chaitanya Shakti enlivens your Sthula, Sukshma and Karana Sharira. This is the Supreme Truth. By ignorance, with the power of Maya and the egotism, the Ahankar, I, the Jiva, has identified myself to be the body, mind and intellect. Now with this knowledge, I know my true nature. The Supreme Truth is that pure consciousness. Chaitanya, Chetana, awareness. Now slowly rub the palms, place them on your eyes, and gently, lovingly open your eyes. You can post your questions on the WhatsApp group. We'll conclude. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmay Sadgurave Namaha. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. We offer our humble salutations, sincere thanks, deepest gratitude to the Almighty and the Guru Parampara for having blessed us with the supreme knowledge and grace to follow the teachings, understand, and liberate ourselves. Thank you everybody for being a part of this wonderful journey. Looking forward to see you all tomorrow. Hari Om.